Welcome to MMA Superfan. We're here now, back in the hotel room. We tried to film outside, but they didn't let us film outside. Man, Mall of Asia security. Well, it is what it is. We would have had like a good backdrop, but what's important is we're here to talk about the events tomorrow. One on Prime Video 5, De Ridder versus Malykhin, and 164 Pacio versus Brooks. Arguably, I think probably the two best back-to-back events in one championship has had all year, I guess. What can you say about the two events?
I'd agree, man. Highly stacked card. We always say that one championship puts out stacked cards, but this one takes the cake, man. From top to bottom, PV5, even the main event guys, 164. They're all just like, you can feel the tension, but you could feel the energy of all these guys together. It's gonna be a fun fight, man.
Yeah, I think these two main events are pretty freaking crazy. Like you all saw what happened in both of the weigh-ins, the ceremonial weigh-ins, man. The Ridder was all up in Malykhin's face. Pacio and Brooks, very heated face-off. Things got a little personal there toward the end, but tomorrow it's all gonna come to a head, and they're going to settle matters in the circle. First things first, in just a couple of hours or just a few hours, Prime Video 5 is up first. De Ridder taking on Malykhin, defending his light heavyweight strap. It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Yep.
Anatoly Malykhin is, coming down from heavyweight. He's the interim heavyweight champ at one championship. He's going down to light heavyweight, but, De Ridder is just in a league of his own. He's arguably, I would say, the best MMA grappler right now.
True.
All the submissions he has in his career, he calls his shots. He says, he's going to submit somebody, choke somebody out, and then he follows up, right?
Yep.
He does exactly that, but this is an interesting fight because Anatoly Malykhin is obviously, explosive KO puncher. He's a killer. He's an absolute killer in the circle. Do you think De Ridder will be able to handle the size difference? I'm not sure, but what do you think, Mom?
Yeah, I think so. Reinier is 6'4". Malykhin is listed as 5'11". That's a 5-inch height advantage. Not to mention the reach, the leg reach. If he keeps his distance, Reinier has a chance to negate whatever power Malykhin has. And in terms of grappling, I think he can negate. He can also negate Malykhin's wrestling with his jiu-jitsu and his judo. Judo is one of Rainier's best weapons inside the cage. So I don't think it would be a walk in the park for Malykhin. He won't go clinching. He won't go shooting for takedowns that willy-nilly against Reinier de Ridder. Because Reinier, when he gets a hold of you, you can just count 3 seconds, you're out.
Another interesting thing is definitely, Malykhin said before this fight that even though De Ridder would be able to take him down, that he would have a hard time keeping him down because I think simply because of the strength differential between the two. From all accounts, Anatoly Malykhin is a very freakishly strong individual. It's even a question like, can De Ridder actually even take him down? Because doesn't matter. Like sometimes the skill is great, but sometimes physicality, pure strength, it takes over. There's a very real threat, obviously, that Malykhin will be able to, could potentially knock out Reinier de Ridder. Do you see that happening?
Yeah, well, it's always a possibility. Even Reinier said it is always a possibility. It's an MMA fight. Anything could happen. But I feel like, interestingly, since they're fighting at light heavyweight, Reinier has the size advantage right now. Malykhin weighed in at 223 something, so he's underweight, man. And Rainier's just too long. Question really is Malykhin gonna be able to carry over that power to the light heavyweight ranks to be able to be the threat that he is at the heavyweight ranks? So I don't know, man. It is possible, but we've seen the Ridder do crazy stuff, man. Even this submission to Big Dash, nobody saw that coming. But as I said, um, if ever, because the Ridder got hit in the first round against Big Dash, and he just ate it. But he ate it, but he was cautious in the next exchanges. So I feel like if he gets hit by Malykhin, he's not gonna be it's not gonna be the same as how he got hit by Big Dash.
So yeah, definitely, it's up in the air. You know, who wins this one? This is one of the one of the few fights that I have for De Ridder that's like, you really don't know, right? You really don't know because you could predict the other ones, especially when he showed how good he is on the ground with his submissions. He's proven himself time and again that he could choke anybody out basically, and he's finished everybody pretty much except for one guy, but this is different. No, he finished Ongla. He finished Ongla in the first fight.
In the middleweight.
Yeah, the only guy that he didn't finish was Leandro Titus. Yeah, but man, this is different. It has that different feel. But I guess let's put it all on the line there, man. What do you think is gonna happen to this? What's your prediction? It's hard to pick, but what's your prediction?
Yeah, it's prediction time. So, I went on with Reinier de Ridder earlier, and I'm gonna keep with it. I think Rainier's gonna win this one by submission. Rainier's just too too creative against Malykhin. Malykhin charges head on. We've seen his fights; he charges head on. But no disrespect, if Malykhin charges at you, you're dead. But Rainier is very creative, very smooth. He won't go standing just in front of Malykhin. He'll utilize his grappling, he'll utilize his length, he'll utilize his jiu-jitsu to basically put Malykhin where he wants him to be. And I don't know which round, but Rainier is gonna get this by decision.
Voltaire.
Yeah, I got if Malykhin doesn't finish the Ridder in the first round with a crazy knockout shot, the Ridder's gonna take this by submission the third round. What you got?
All right. Well, nah, I don't know, man. It's really a toss up for me. I think Anatoly is very strong. We haven't seen much of his wrestling, although he is known as a wrestler. He can wrestle, but he's been very explosive with his KOs, and he hasn't really had to use his wrestling up to this point. Against the Ridder, I do see him in the clinch and grappling this time around, though. I saw both of them at the weigh-ins. The body type, the Ridder is very tall, and Anatoly is really cut, so he's, adapted well to the light heavyweight division. So for me, this is even playing field, and on an even playing field, De Ridder has all the advantages. So I'm going with Reinier de Ridder. It's not going to be easy for him, obviously. I think he will control Anatoly on the ground. Might even get like maybe a late submission, fourth round submission, something like that. But I do see Reinier de Ridder winning this fight.
It's unanimous, man.
It's unanimous.
Yeah, it's definitely
All
unanimous.
RDR.
All RDR. So yeah, moving on to
Sorry,
the
Anatoly. I love you, but
moving
RDR.
moving on to the next event tomorrow night. I would say probably the biggest event the Philippines has ever had. I mean, no disrespect to the other fighters who headlined previous cards. Brandon Vera, legend. Edward Fulayang, legend. But this one just has a different feeling, guys. This one is just more drama. I wouldn't say there's genuine bad blood between the two, but there's definitely tension, animosity, a little bit of competitive animosity, I guess you would call it. But there's a real sense of danger for Joshua Pacio in this one. First of all, Joshua Pacio hasn't fought in more than a year. Yeah, because the last time he fought was against Yosuke Saruda, although that was a spectacular knockout. That was one of his best performances. But after that, he didn't fight. And in that span, Jared Brooks had 3 huge wins, and he's made it look absolutely clinical. He's made it look easy. Even Pacio's, teammate Lito Adiwang was a dear friend of ours. But
he was one of the victims.
One of the coolest dudes on Team Lakai. But yeah, he got beat by Jared Brooks pretty handily. But Yeah, this one is gonna be pretty crazy. If you guys watched like the ceremonial weigh-ins earlier
Oh,
today,
yeah.
that was one of the most heated
Actually,
face-offs.
I think that is the most hated face-off, even more than Angela Shong. That was the most heated face-off in one championship history, man. They didn't need to shove each other. They didn't shove. They didn't touch each other. But if you guys could just see, if words can make pictures, oh man, it's blood.
Well, it's definitely like it's complete, man. There's profanity. There's
Oh, yeah, there's
there's
profanity.
shoving. They almost clashed there. Yeah, came to blows right there on the stage. Um, but yeah, I guess this is definitely Joshua Pasha's toughest test.
Yep.
This is the toughest test. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. Jared Brooks has all the ingredients to beat Joshua Pasha, right? He's a better, grappler, I guess. He's a better wrestler because of his pedigree. And I guess yeah, obviously you can give the striking edge to Joshua Pasha, but everything else is like very dead. It's either dead even or slightly in favor of Jared Brooks. Yeah, so I don't know, man. What do you think about this fight, Well?
Well, I mean, as you said, it's gonna be the biggest fight ever for in the Philippines because these are guys that are both in their primes and at the top of their games. And I mean, it's not Joshua Pasco's fault that he was waiting for a challenger. Uh, Jared Brooks was just running all over the challengers. Um, so I feel like this is gonna be huge for Joshua or Jared, because as it stands, Joshua Pasco is gonna be the biggest name that Jared Brooks is gonna face in one championship, and vice versa. So yeah, it's gonna be cool.
How do you see this fight going, man?
Oh.
How do you see it playing?
Man, I mean, my Filipino heart tells me I want to root for Joshua Pasco. Jared Brooks really dangerous, man. I don't know if Joshua has the tools to beat Jared, but I mean, I'm looking for a crazy kick, a crazy punch. With Jared, if Jared just goes in for the kill, I feel like Joshua could catch him with a crazy knockout blow, and that'll be it. Hopefully that'll be it because I mean, we know that Jared is also durable. So I'm going with Joshua Pasco with a second round knockout.
Oh yeah. This fight is very, 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 very close to call. Jared, we all know Jared is an amazing wrestler, and he uses that wrestling background of his to transition his jiu-jitsu skills. Joshua, meanwhile, is a much better striker than Jared. Jared can strike, Jared can throw, but Joshua, he was born as a striker, man. And Joshua is an underrated grappler. He has submission wins in his career. He can counter takedowns. He can counter wrestling. Yeah, but this fight is too close to call, man. There are layers to this. There are layers to this game. Jared, if Jared can bring this fight to the ground, he'll easily take a unanimous decision win. But we all know Jared isn't one to just take him down, stay on top. That's not Jared's game. Jared, he'll take you down and he'll pound you out. But if this fight stays standing, Joshua will take it. I think this fight, if Joshua can win, if Joshua wins, it will be a KO. I don't know which round, second, third, fourth, I don't know. It will end in a knockout for Joshua. But Jared can take this one by decision due to his immense grappling advantage over Joshua. But yeah, this fight it's like watching the Attitude Era of the WWE. Jared is the perfect villain, man. Jared is the monkey god. He's the perfect heel for Joshua. Joshua, he needs to unleash his bad guy, man. He has to unleash his bad guy against Jared. If he does that, this will be the fight that makes Joshua Pacio a certified legend in MMA, man. I think he's already the greatest male strawweight in one championship. But if he beats Jared convincingly, like a knockout, his legacy in the division is sealed. Like Christian Lee, what Christian Lee did with the lightweight division.
All right, on paper, I think it's easy to say like Jared Brooks has all the advantages in this fight. I know a lot of people are thinking, this is a monster, a real American monster coming into the Philippines trying to get the belt. But Joshua Pacio is no slouch on the ground. He's been on the ground with black belts.
Yep. Alex Silva.
He beat Alex Silva. That's not an easy task. You know what I mean? Yeah. Although obviously Jared is a much better wrestler than Alex Silva is. Joshua Pacio has the advantage of being able to work with really high level wrestlers as well on Team Lakay, much bigger than he is. He's worked with Stephen Loman, Edward Fulayang. These guys who are just physically stronger and bigger than Joshua Pacio, and by all accounts, he's handled himself well against all of his teammates.
And we saw what Loman did to BB.
Yeah, Stephen Loman, like we saw what he did to Bibiano. He went down with Bibiano. You think he was crazy, but we saw what he did.
He walked BB to Suplex City, man.
So we'll see if Joshua has that much wrestling in him. Work with Stephen with that much wrestling, man. Jared's gonna be surprised.
Yeah, but whatever happens, man, this fight is the fitting end to One Championships 2022 calendar year. You have, let me hold it. You have drama outside the cage. You have tension between the two fighters. You have tension, but there's a weird dynamic between the two of them. They're like a good cop, bad cop pairing. Sometimes they hate each other. Sometimes they laugh with each other. I truly believe that there is true animosity between the two, but I really love that they can bounce off each other, man.
Yeah, I mean, they could take our jobs, man. They
No.
could.
No.
They could take our jobs in a podcast world.
They already have better bodies than us. They can fight better than us. Don't take our jobs, man.
All right. Well, to sum it all up, I think I don't think this fight is going to end inside the distance. I think it's going to go all the way to the end. I think we're gonna get a 5-round decision. It's gonna be one of the most explosive and best fights of the year. Both of these guys don't have any quit in them. Both can get rocked. They'll just get right back up. There's no lack of heart in this fight, and both men want it really bad. So I think it's gonna go to the end of the fight. It's gonna reach a decision. The Filipino in me obviously gonna pick Joshua Pacio to win this, but I do see how Jared Brooks can win this as well. But officially, I'm picking Joshua Pacio to win by split decision to retain his belt, and they can run it back. When the one championship goes to the U.S., the United States, that would be one of the best fights to make. Joshua Pacio could be an international star. Jared Brooks already has a huge following. I think.
But whatever happens at the end of 164, whoever wins that fight, the crowd will cheer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tomorrow night, one on Prime Video 5 and 164, both going down here at the Mall of Asia Arena in Manila, Philippines, and the MMA Superfan is going to be there live, circle side.
And Prime Video subscribers in North America can watch one on Prime Video 5 for free.
Wow, that's a great plug. All right, man. Yeah, see y'all tomorrow.